Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. My name is Key. We are live for South Korea. The Taeguk Warriors against Czech Republic. Miroslav Koubek. Czech Republic. Miroslav Koubek of the who is now a record holder, albeit for a short amount of time. Miroslav Koubek will become the oldest coach in World Cup history, taking that crown from Hugo Bruce, who earned it as South Africa manager just a few hours ago when he got the honour. And he's going to hand it over. Miroslav Koubek will hand it over to Dick Advocaat of Curaçao in just a few days' time. Crazy. But there you go. The same record at the World Cup, broken 3 times in just 3 days. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see you all in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I really can't make my mind up on this one, to be honest. It's a tight one. The bookmakers can't make their minds up on it. I do think Czech Republic will dominate set pieces today. I'll be very surprised if we don't see a set piece goal in this one. Free kicks and corners could be increasingly important. Czech Republic have got a height advantage, a big height advantage, with players like Souček. They can bring Chori off the bench. Thomas Schick. Patrick Schick up front is very, very strong as well. And South Korea's average height, I think, is about 15 centimetres less than Czech Republic's. So that could be telling. That could be very important today. But before we get stuck into all that, I do want to say a very, very big thank you to friends of the channel, Oxford Natural. Friends of the channel, Oxford Natural, who are sponsoring today's live and the Matchday Tavern throughout the FIFA World Cup. Oxford Natural's day and night supplements are something you've probably already seen. Maybe you've seen the photos, the lovely photos that you're seeing on the right-hand side here now of people like Michael Owen, people like Robbie at AFTV, people like KG as well, who've all had great results using the Optimum Day and Night supplements by Oxford Natural. They've had great results from it. And obviously there's no magic fix with these things, we know that. But they have done very, very well off the back of it. And if you're looking to make positive change, as I am, if you're looking to make positive changes about your health, you're curious about it, then you can click the link in the description. You can scan the QR code, which will be on screen throughout tonight's live. And you can find out more about how it all works. You can get 70% off your first order as well. Can't say further than that, can you? You can get 70% off your first order. Optimum Day is about helping you with your cravings, helping you, get your energy basically through the day, keep you on track. And then Optimum Night is about making sure that when you need to switch off, you can reset properly, you can rest properly, you can recover properly. So two things: Optimum Day, Optimum Night. Very, very straightforward to use and very, very good results, as you're seeing. But yeah, go and check them out. Send them some love. Show them some love for supporting the Matchday Tavern. You can check them out at the link in the description. And with that said, let's get stuck into today's game. Thank you for your patience. Let's get the lineups on screen. Lots and lots of World Cup games coming up. Look at that. All those games coming up. The full schedule is on your screen right now. Right, where's the chat? There you are. Let's get the chat up on screen. And this game is in Guadalajara, by the way. It's in Guadalajara. It's in the stadium of Chivas. Chivas' stadium in Guadalajara. Michael says South Korea to win this one 3-0. Son with a hattie. After what South Korea do to these Czechs, Son is going to call them son. Look who it is. How are we, good sir? I am very good. Gav, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. I was happy when I learned my gal had naturals, but I was over the moon when I found out it was Oxford Naturals. She's never looked better. Good lad. Love that. Did you sleep? I did. Yes, I did have a little snooze. I wasn't planning to sleep, but I just had a little doze, a little 20, 30 minutes. So yeah, I did have a little power nap, but nothing major. I'm up. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm alert. We're all good. 3-star. Good evening, everyone. Why is it still pitch black out there? The bloody milkman's late. This should be a really, really fascinating one, actually. I'm really not sure what to make of this game. Obviously, it's a novelty that we're all awake at daft o'clock watching World Cup football. That's always weird. But there is an interesting edge to this game. Because you've got South Korea, who have now appeared in 11 straight World Cups since 1986. They are 16 games unbeaten. They went through Asian qualifying very, very easily, absolutely breezed through it. They are a bit of a work in progress under Hong Myung-bo. Hong Myung-bo is the national legend who played at 4 World Cups for South Korea himself. Third in the 2002 Golden Ball, which is kind of the Ballon d'Or in Asia, effectively. But, yeah, he's played at 4 World Cups for his nation. And it's another example of a former player taking charge of the country, as we saw earlier with Javier Aguirre, who played for Mexico at 86. You've now got Hong Myung-bo taking charge of South Korea. But yes, this is a really, really interesting one to watch. And by the way, I was going to say, in the lineups, you might have noticed there are 4 outfield players with the surname Lee. So you've got a 40% chance. If you see an outfield player, the ball at the feet of an outfield player, and you call them Lee, chances are you've got a 40% chance. Basically a coin flip of being right. The only time insomnia will work in my favour. I think I'll do the first half and get to bed. We've already broke a red card record. Could another one be on the cards? I don't see why not. Hopefully the commentator ain't tired pronouncing names like Hong Myung-bo at this time. Couldn't do it. Listen, well, like I said, you can just call him. Just call. If you say Lee, chances are you've got a 40% chance looking at the starting lineup. 40% chance of being right with Korea. Or Kim. There's 2 players called Kim and 4 players called Lee. Frankie Reedy, you still going to do the halftime quiz? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I might do, I might not. South Korea still the only Asian nation as well, by the way. The only Asian nation to reach a World Cup semi-final in 2002 when they were the hosts. Or one of the hosts anyway, Korea-Japan in 2002. They did beat Portugal, you might remember, back in Qatar in 2022. They beat Portugal to reach the last 16, which was crazy. Again, I don't think anyone really expected that one. But yeah, this is. By the way, the manager, Hong Myung-bo, who was just talking about, who was a great player for South Korea, is a bit of a national icon back in Korea. Finished 3rd in the version of the Ballon d'Or back in 2002. He resigned. He's twice been manager of South Korea. He resigned back in 2014 after they massively tanked at the 2014 World Cup. He resigned. This is his redemption arc, basically. We've got Egyptian referees tonight. Egyptian officials. This should have been Ireland. Night shift key. It is, mate. Absolutely, Jaden. How's it going, mate? Night shift. We're on the nights. But yeah, there you go. To our South Korean watchers, I don't know if we'll have too many today. But to our South Korean watchers, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. That's how you say hello in South Korean or in Korean. And in Czech, it's ahoy, like a sailor. That's how you say hello in Czech. Ahoy. And did you know, by the way, the Czechs, I learned this because I was going to go on a stag do to Prague, but I never ended up going in the end. The Czechs drink more beer per person than any other country on earth. More beer per person is consumed by the Czechs than any other country on earth. Mr. Turnables, here we are again. Good to see you, mate. Purav Tandel, how's it going, Purav? What's the bet? He falls asleep during the stream. 0. Will not happen. No chance. Not a chance, mate. Prague at Christmas. Good place and cheap beer. So I hear. I prefer Krakow. Krakow was where I had my stag. Cup of time for me. Ahoy hoy, everyone. I've even got goodbye as well. Goodbye. So, 안녕하세요 is hello. Goodbye is 안녕히 가세요. That's goodbye. Very similar in Korean. Whereas goodbye in Czech is na shgledano. Na shgledano. Or na shgledano. I'm dating a girl from Brazil and didn't realise when I started chatting with her that hi in Portuguese is oi. Well, considering that, with that in mind, we are off and underway here. The game is underway in Guadalajara. What are we doing here, Key? I should be tucked up in bed and I'm watching this nonsense. Mate, this is going to be an absolute iconic World Cup game. What are you talking about? You're going to... If you... Listen... These are the games that separate the hardcore watchers, the true football fans, from the part-timers, right? If you're lay up in bed, snoozing your cap off during this classic South Korea... Watch it be 0-0 now. If you're sat in bed, snoozing during this one, you're going to regret it. I'm telling you, this is going to be 4-4, this. 4-4 and 9 red cards. That referee from the Mexico games got this one as well. Oh, excellent play down the left-hand side. Czechia in the box. Chance to put a ball in. This is where you're going to see Czech get most of their joy, I think. Crosses into the area. Key, you're practically fluent. City of Northville, you can't sleep and wake back up. That makes you too groggy. I mean, that's basically what I've done tonight. I've had a little hour and a half maybe before this game. Daz talks, Jesus, you're one committed man. Only one way to be, man. Second game of the tournament. And we're back again. And we're back tonight for Canada-Bosnia. And then we're doing the game after Canada-Bosnia, which is Scotland versus Haiti. Mason, how often are you going to do this? Every night, mate. Every single night. 2-3 games a day throughout the entire tournament I am going to be doing. Is it the same ref from earlier? It's not, mate. No, it is a different ref. I was only playing. It was 20 minutes not long ago. Well, time flies, doesn't it? You never know. Hiya, Leon. How's it going, mate? Are you planning on watching every single game? As many as I can. Yeah, I can't watch every single game. I tell you what, Miroslav Koubek, he's looking well for a 74-year-old man. 74 years young, Miroslav. I haven't time for a piss lately. I'm well jealous. I mean, to be honest, mate, listen, this is my gig. You can't try and make a job out of this and then not rock up for the World Cup. That would be a very... You're like calling in sick on first day of a new job, that. You can't do that. The best ever Czech squad didn't make it out of the group stage. What was the best ever Czech squad? What would you say? Was that going to be the one in Euro... Well, obviously, Euro 2004, they did very well, didn't they? So we're talking about 2002 or 2006, when they had Baros, Nedved, Jan Koller, early Petr Cech, maybe? Or are we talking before that? Pavel Černíček. Černíček was still there. God rest his soul. I think Pavel Černíček's not with us anymore, is he? Should be us playing South Korea. God love the Irish. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm awake-ish. First World Cup, first of many morning World Cup watch-alongs. I'm glad to be on here rather than still be listening while I was out en route when it was stupid hot. Jan Koller was a hell of a player. He was a big lad, wasn't he, Jan Koller? Ethan, I'm watching on ITV. Me too. Don't think it's on anywhere else, is it? I don't think so, anyway. Hey, normal guy, how are you doing? I bet it's the perfect time of day for you, isn't it? Or it's a bit better than it is here, anyway. Who are you backing to win if it's not England? It's not England, no. To be honest, mate, I can't really see past Spain. I think it's going to be Spain in the final. When I've plotted out the games, we did a World Cup yesterday, actually. It was the first game of the tournament. Also, no, it was the England-Costa Rica game, sorry. I'm losing track of time. You don't really get to fault. The days seem to blend into each other when you're only having like little micro naps. So yeah, England-Costa Rica, before that game, because it got delayed by an hour, we ended up doing like a full World Cup tournament prediction. And we ended up with Spain-England final. Same as the Euros final a couple of years ago. And I think that is what it's going to be again. I actually don't know. You know, England, I think, faced France in our prediction, and we ended up going with England. But I actually think France would knock us out, to be honest. It was kind of a collective, the Matchday Tavern, audience. We chose together. We predicted which teams would go through. And it was heavily weighted towards England. South Korea down the left-hand side. Ball whipped in. Oh, good defending. Good defending at the near post there. They ranked second on FIFA rankings in 2006. Wow, I didn't know that. I reckon Bruno carries Portugal to the win. That'd be some going, that, for Bruno. Who's going to eliminate that stacked French team? Their bench is better than most sides here. Crazy thing is, mate, France might eliminate themselves. We know what. France did this before. I don't know how old you are or how old the people in the chat are, but you might remember France were quite comfortably considered the best team in the world in 2002. They went out in the group stages. They were World Cup holders. They won it in 98. They went on and won the Euros against Italy. Trezeguet with a great goal. They had Henry. They had all the great players. Zidane was at his peak. 2002. They went out in the group stages. Senegal beat them in the opening game. And yeah, it was a mad tournament. Not a great tournament at all for France. They crashed out of the tournament in the group stages. And I feel like if France are going to lose, they're gonna kind of do it to themselves. It's not going to be because some team was great and better than them. We saw the other day, they get in their own head a little bit. This happened with the Ivory Coast I know it was only a friendly, but yeah, they tend to get in their own head a bit. My favourite Czech player was Rosicky, of course, Rosicky. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden. I'll be shocked if Portugal win it. I think they'll be the flop of the tournament. Flop of the tournament. I mean, that might go to England. We are bottle jobs. We're the Arsenal of the international stage, aren't we, to be honest? Use at 849. Should have been us playing right now. It should, mate. It should. Would have been great to see Ireland at this point. It's going to be a free kick here to South Korea. Krejci of Wolves brings down Kangin Lee of PSG to free kick for South Korea. By the way, just coming back to Wolves, obviously we've got Ladislav Krejci there, the captain of Czech Republic tonight. Scored in both of the playoff wins, by the way, Krejci, and also scored at Old Trafford earlier this season. He was a big signing for Wolves. Couldn't keep them up, but he was a big signing for Wolves. Wolves have today sacked Rob Edwards, or in the last 24 hours, they've sacked Rob Edwards without telling him and appointed someone else without telling him. A truly despicable way of running a football club. And it's so bad that apparently Kieran Trippier, who has only just signed a pre-contract with Wolves and has done his press photos and everything, he is actually debating whether or not to sign for them. He's quite shaken, quite unsettled by it, because he'd met with Rob Edwards and he was totally on board with how the club was being run and how he was going to fit into the team and all that. And now it's a new manager, and I think he's a little bit overwhelmed with how it's been done. But yeah, Trippier, apparently, according to Sky Sports' Keith Downey, Kieran Trippier not happy at all with how Wolves have gone about it. Not happy at all. If the Wolves made good choices, they wouldn't be the Wolves. And CGLFC says, love me some Milan Barros. Didn't Rob Edwards leave for Middlesbrough? Who? Rob Edwards? No, Rob Edwards left Middlesbrough for Wolves. Yeah, Middlesbrough were obviously chasing promotion under him. He left, went to Wolves. Wolves, I think he knew were going to go down, or at the time he joined them, it looked almost certain that they were going to go down. But they've sacked him. Quite a sad state of affairs, really, I think. And Middlesbrough didn't come up either, so I don't think he'll feel that despondent by it. Crazy Jake Holden, as someone who used to live in Borough and knows Borough fans, I think it's hilarious the fact Rob has been sacked. Karma at its finest. Why is it karma? This is it. I never quite understood why Borough was so pissed off with him. It's a Premier League club. Wolves are a bigger club than Borough. They were in the Premier League. I didn't really see a huge issue with it. Borough again, but I think there's a better project at Wolves. Wolves have spent serious money as well. Owner's not necessarily great, as we're finding out now, but I feel like any manager would go to Borough and maybe think there's a bit of a ceiling there, because the last time Borough got to the Premier League, I think they spent something like, was it 16, 17 million net? They spent very little and went back down again, rock bottom. It was I just don't think they've got maybe the investment there to kick on Borough. So I can understand why a manager who is looking for chance for South Korea, strike over the bar, it's a corner. I can totally understand. Yeah, I can totally understand that Rob Edwards might feel a bit more ambition maybe going to Wolves, because he left after only coming in 2 months before. Yeah, but that's not. Why would that be karma? That would only be karma if Borough fans feel he wronged them in some way, which I don't think he did. I mean, I'm happy to have the conversation. Egbert says, Key, how is it going? Are you feeling sleepy? Because I am. Not me. No. Wide awake. I am wide awake. I'm wide awake. Said QXV, Key, when does the transfer window open? Transfer window opens July the 1st. July the 1st, I believe. Yeah, I think it's July the 1st it opens. Finn as Matty, what is happening at Wolves? The other thing is that Rob Edwards is in Raul Jimenez's signing video. Yeah, I was going to say, Raul Jimenez will feel a certain type of way about it as well, I'm sure. Why are there bushes going around the stadium? I mean, it's better than what we saw in the US the other day at the Orlando Stadium. Did you not see all the people? There was tables around the pitch. It's like an outdoor dining, al fresco dining experience around the edge of the pitch. Crazy. Jake, I personally think he wronged Borough by joining them, signing a multi-year contract and leaving 2 months into the contract. At least give Borough a year. You get me? Nah, I mean, not for me. No, at the end of the day, right? So football's not known for its loyalty, is it? Good strike there from South Korea. Excellent save from Jan Kovar. Good save. Big strike from distance. Kovar's saying to Krejci and the other Czech players, listen, you're going to have to close them down a bit better than that. You've got to close them down a bit better than that. Sorry, it was Matej Kovar, not Jan Kovar. Yeah, I just feel like loyalty's not really a thing in football. Managers get sacked at the drop of a hat, as we're seeing. And I feel like if you're a manager and you get offered a better opportunity, and it is a better opportunity, then, you know, you take the better opportunity. We saw that with John Eustace, didn't we? John Eustace at Blackburn Rovers and Derby County. He swapped Blackburn when Blackburn looked like they were on the verge of the playoffs. Oh, great play. Czech Republic down the right-hand side. Got to get the ball in. Schick. Excellent defending. And it's going to be a corner kick. Excellent defending at that front post from Kim. Kim Min-jae of Bayern Munich. Excellent play. And it was the fullback there, Lee, just couldn't quite get the ball in his grasp. And it ends up going behind for the Czech corner. This is where it all catches up. Not seeing any of your mods here. I think you should dock their wages. 3 stars in. Soufal, Vladimir Soufal, far post, header. Oh, no way, unlucky. That was better. Ethan says, gutted, Bernardo's gone to Madrid. Why? Why are you gutted? Bernardo Silva's wicked. I love him. I mean, I hate him. I also don't like him. But he's a fabulous player. Famous Matty, where in the US is this game? It's not in the US, mate. It's in Guadalajara in Mexico. This charming Dan, I think Borough fans were pissed off because Edwards had just been said. Him, the club, the players and the fans were like a family, then immediately pissed off. I know, but this is it. I feel like the only people who would be pissed off by that are the people who don't realise that that's lip service. And maybe I'm just old and boring and cynical. I don't know. But I feel like whenever I see a statement from a player or a manager and they're a bit like, do you know what, we're all a big family, I'm just looking at him like, are we though? Are we though? You don't know. We're not a family, mate. This is a contract. Let's have it right. This is a very, very well-paid contract that suits you at this time of your life, and that's fine. I'd much rather people were just honest and said, I like it here because I get paid a lot of money to be here, and people are actually quite nice, and I do like it. But just so you're all aware, just so we're all on the same page, if I got a better offer from another party, then, I'd probably think about it. The family wouldn't mean an awful lot to me at that point. And I do feel like that's not how I feel. Maybe that's just me being cynical. I feel like that's how everyone else feels. I am now fully awake. This is a piece of pish, these early starts. It's easy. Dead easy, innit? It's got to be better than waking up like you did the other day, though, mate, when you woke up and there wasn't a game on. City of North LA told Rashford we are family. Yeah, a lot of players get told all sorts of things and then they get turned away. Chat isn't moving. Oh, sorry. That's my fault. There you go. Chat's going now. We've got the chat on the screen. It's because I've not marked it as on air. Yay! Good morning, sir. How are you? Good morrow. 3:20 of the AM. What are we doing here? Oh, what are we doing? Oh, Mexican wave going round the Guadalajara Stadium. Or the is it the Akron? I think it's the Akron Stadium. Possession, 64% Korea, 26% to the Czechs. ZQXC says, Key, who do you think will replace Salah? And where do you think he'll go? Apparently he's going to Fenerbahce. I don't think that's true. But there is rumours, there is noise that Mo Salah will be a Fenerbahce player shortly after this World Cup. I don't think so. I'd be very surprised. I actually think if Fenerbahce are the team that he was going to, then he'd probably be going to Saudi. Like, I think Mo Salah would probably have been able to secure a deal similar to the one that we saw with Bernardo. Bernardo Silva's just signed for Real Madrid. I thought we would get Mo Salah doing that as well. Maybe not maybe Real Madrid. But I think Salah would go somewhere like that. Madrid, PSG, Bayern, Barca, Inter, Juve. Somewhere like that. Not Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce aren't going to worry anyone in the Champions League. I don't even know if they've made it to the Champions League. They didn't last year. Key, I told you he's going Turkey. I just don't see it, Sarah. I really don't see it. I know that it's been said, and maybe you're right. Maybe you'll point at me and say, I told you so. And if you are, then fair enough. But I'd be very surprised. If he goes to Turkey, I think he'd be better off going to Saudi. Like, basically, if I was Mo Salah, I'd look at it and go, well, if I can't secure one of the best clubs in football, then, I might as well go and make a fortune in Saudi. What's the point of going to Fenerbahce? Like, do I really care about adding that, that Turkish league title? Is that really going to rubber stamp the end of my career? I'd rather go and make £2 million a week in Saudi and completely change my family's life. And it would be stupid money, wouldn't it? For Mo Salah now, 12 months after he's broke the all-time Premier League record, yeah, of course it'd be silly money. Day Spurs says, I think Salah goes to Real Madrid. I think so too. I still think Real Madrid might look at him. Mourinho might take a chance. Sofal. Oh, corner. Unlucky. It's back outside. Czechs now starting to pick up a bit more of the ball. I do think, Czech Republic have got a little bit of a challenge in this group because they play 2 group games at altitude and then they've got a long trip to Atlanta in between, which it's a very thin squad, this Czech Republic one. It's a very, very thin squad. The guys who are starting today probably start all 3 games. They have got some good players in here, some experienced players. Whipped in near post, chance! Is it another corner? No. Thomas Souček there. Told you, corners are where they're going to threaten the Czechs. They've got Stepan Chalupek at the back. Big centre-back from Slavia Prague. He's got 8 goals in 20 starts, Chalupek, which is... I think he averages something like 2 shots a game as well for a centre-back. He's a centre-back who attacks like a striker. Atalanta's also one of the worst in terms of climate. Hot and humid. Key, would it be a surprise if Ivory Coast goes to the semis or quarters? Probably not. No, they've got ability, haven't they? You look at Ahmad, you look at Yan Diamand. They've got ability. Oh, we've got hydration. I was wondering where the players were all going. Hydration break. Yeah, hydration break. We've got a water break here. And there is Socherek on the bench. Sorry, he is, I think. Yep, Hugo Sochirek of Sparta Prague is on the bench, 18 years of age. He recently became the youngest ever player to represent the Czech Republic. He is on the bench, he's one to watch. Bit of a wonder kid who may come on at some point. Daddy O says, surely Liverpool said you can go, but not to Madrid. How many more freebies are you going to give him? It's so mad how much we've given away to Real Madrid for free. I think Steve McManaman was free. Michael Owen was 8 million quid, basically free. Trent was basically free, 10 million quid. Konate's now gone for free. Jersey Dudek went for free. The national dish of Czech Republic is Vepro Nedio Zelo, which is roast pork with bread dumplings and sauerkraut. Whatever that... I mean, that must taste... That's like the holy trinity of Czech comfort food, that, isn't it? Sauerkraut, bread dumplings and roast pork. That's Vepro Nedio Zelo. Can't say I've ever heard of it, but that is the Czech national dish. Did they pay for our below it? I think they did. I might be wrong on that one, though. Happy to check it. Check. Etchy, who do you think will win? I've gone for a draw or Czech Republic. I need a goal in each half, though. I really need a goal in each half. Mercury, as someone who lives 3.5 hours from Atalanta, it's hot and the humidity is like wearing a hot, wet blanket. Well, yeah, there you go. So, Czech Republic have got 2 games at high altitude in Mexico, and then they've got one in Atalanta sandwiched in between. So it's a bit of a weird schedule. South Korea, oh, unlucky, that was better. And now the Czechs come away, and they've got a free kick. Oh, is he going to pull that back? Yeah, he's going to pull it back. Mr. Turnables, it's going to be a South Korea win. Lucky 7, what time is it for you? It's 26 minutes past 3 of the AM here in the UK. He went for €5 million. That's a snip, isn't it? That's nothing. We've literally given basically our best players in those positions for like 20 million quid. Yo, Key, how's it going, man? In your opinion, who do you think would be the top signing options and your personal picks for Liverpool? Christ, Sulk's shirt has been ripped apart here. Czech Republic, number 15, having to change his shirt. Shirt manufacturers are not having a good start to this tournament if the shirts are being ripped that easily. PNCVA, it's 10:26 here in the US. Lucky you. Lucky you. At least it's a more reasonable hour for you to be watching football. I've had to get up in the middle of the night for this game. If it's 0-0, I'll be devastated. But yeah, my opinion on who would be the best signing options for Liverpool. Mate, we need an awful lot. We need an awful lot. We really, really do. Sean H, are you going to vote reform? I'm not going to vote anything, mate. I don't vote at all. You couldn't pay me to vote. There's not a single party I would vote for. I don't believe in any of them. And I also don't, again, maybe it's the cynic in me. I don't believe in change. But we're not going to get into politics, because Christ, we'll be here all day. We're here because we love football. We're here because we all love football. But yeah, as far as politics go, I don't vote. We'll never vote. I've no interest in it. Absolutely none. And it's not because I am in any way careless or insensitive to the plight of important matters. I know that they're important. I just don't back these corrupt buggers to sort it out, and none of them, absolutely none of them. That's the one thing that you can guarantee here in the UK. Every single one of them, look at the manifesto of what they pledge, look at what they actually do once they get in power. We've seen it with so many. We've seen it with Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem, doesn't matter. As soon as they pledge, they get in, it all changes. Whatever they pledge, doesn't matter. So you might as well, whatever you're doing on your day, whatever it is, I'd say the same in the US as well. US politics I follow loosely as well. It really doesn't make a difference. Whatever you're doing on voting day, it should be anything other than voting, as far as I'm concerned. But hey, you do you. It's I'm each to their own, as far as I'm concerned. Key, have you thought about going live on the other channel before the game as a pre-show? Might catch a few people who don't know about the new channel and get them to switch over. Yeah, to be honest, mate, I think for tonight, because it was the launch of the World Cup, and I'm still trying to figure out how to have like opening credits and closing credits and everything. Yeah, I've not done it for tonight, but I probably will do it for the Canada-Bosnia game tomorrow. Maybe I might do a little pre-World Cup pre-game. Yeah, I might do a little like half an hour on there, something like that. Are you one of those who agree with Diamond being your big break signing? I feel like his price is too inflated. Yeah, probably not. Probably not really something I'd go with, mate. I think we've got there's a lot of talented players out there, but 100 million for Jan Diamand doesn't represent good value in my book. Religion and politics should be banned from this world. I mean, yeah, both of them don't really do what they say on the tin. Every religion pledges that to kill is, a morbid sin. And yet more people have been killed for the sake of religion than any other reason, it seems like. So it's all negotiable. As George Carlin once said, the more ardent they are, the more fervent they are in their religion, the more strict they are on their religion, the more they start to see that one commandment is negotiable. It's negotiable. It kind of depends. It depends, that one. All the other ones, they're all important. But yeah, the killing one, yeah, a little bit dependent on that one. Cheers, Egbert. Thanks, mate. What do you think of Spurs next year? Should be interesting to see how De Zerbi adapts now. We might have a little bit more money to spend. I actually like De Zerbi. I think he's a good manager. Kimchi as well is the national dish of Korea. I forgot to mention that earlier. Kimchi is the national dish of Korea. I can't say I've ever had it. Spicy fermented cabbage. Key, I've just realised I've got GCSE chemistry in 5.5 hours. And I'm watching the World Cup. Yeah, that's not smart, mate. That's not smart. I mean, do you know what? I'll say this, though. Not that I'm in any way telling you to not go to school. But, if you've no intention of using chemistry, I can't... I mean, I've never... And I did all right after school. I did all right. Made a lot of money. Travelled the world. If the purpose of school is to get you a good job... Ooh, roof of the net. Yeah, if the purpose of school is to get you a good job, then you're all good. You don't necessarily need chemistry unless you need something in chemistry. Unless you're doing something in chemistry. Eduardo Flores, do you think Quinones is a big club quality or nah? No. Quinones obviously doing very well at Alcadia, but he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? He's kind of had his moments. He got the golden boot in Saudi last year. Only Ronaldo and Benzema created more or were involved in more goals than him. But he got the golden boot, 33 goals in 31 starts last year. Can I ask you, Brits, about those GCSEs? Are you stuck in something based off what those scores are? No, not at all. No. I mean, to be honest, mate, I can tell you this, having worked in recruitment for a long time. It doesn't matter what your GCSEs are, because everyone lies about them anyway. And there's no like, prove your certificate. No, honestly, employers don't care. They don't care. And I've worked in recruitment for well over 15 years. I'm telling you, they don't care. There's nobody checking them. Nobody. If you've got a degree, fine. You need your degree certificate. If you don't need a degree for that job, whatever job you're applying to, if a degree isn't necessary, they don't care about your GCSEs. As long as you rock up and you don't look like you eat crayons, or, you couldn't put your pants on the right way in the morning, generally speaking, you'd be all right. Yeah, Mr. Al-Shamari, I spotted that, I do like the opening and closing theme music. It has a very early 2000s local news sports segment feel. Works really well. I was going more for like a Soccer AM type of thing, because our demographic's very Soccer AM era. Very 25 to 55. That, I know it's a very big, broad section, but that's kind of what our audience is on the Matchday Tavern and Premier League Dad. 25 to 55. I think about 2% of our audience is under 18, if that. And there's about maybe 6 or 7% who are over 65. But the vast majority of you watching are between 25 and 55. He's 29. Maybe he'll go to a bigger Saudi club and get a big payday at best. Is he really? Oh, I thought he was much older than that. He's a very talented boy. Yeah, good player. Daddy-o, so that's why I don't get a job. I mean, pretty much. Need to hawk beer and pets then. Here we go. South Korea. Throw in. I thought they were going to do a cheeky long throw in. I wonder whether or not we're going to get any sort of big moment in this tournament. That, do you know how we had like the Cruyff turn, the Zidane Marseille turn, the Ronaldinho flick flack. I know those things existed before the tournament, but I felt like there was a big moment. The Cuauhtemoc Blanco bunny hop in 2002. I feel like I wonder if there's a signature move that we might see in this, like Anthony's fidget spinner dribble. Don't think they'll do a long throw in from their own half key. Well, you never know how strong he is. He might be like a Super Dave Challoner from Korea. Launch it. Czech Republic header. Oh, yeah, unlucky. That was better. I was crap at maths at school and failed my maths exam, but thanks to Ladbrokes and William Hill, I'm now a financial wizard. Thing is, do you know what? The way that I always looked at school is it's basically just one big memory test. That's all it is, isn't it? If you really think about it, that's why people shouldn't get hung up about it or like insecure or, lose confidence. It's just memory. It's just you are all sat in the same classroom. You all get taught the exact same thing at the same time in the same way. It's just that some people absorb it and some people don't. Some people listen, some people don't. Some people need it telling 2-3 times. Some people learn in different ways. It's just a big memory test. That's all school is. And college and life, let's be honest. That's why I never really enjoyed the stuff like maths. I mean, I did all right at maths. I got a B GCSE in maths. But I never really enjoyed it. It's not really... It felt like too obvious, too easy. Not too easy, but you know what I mean? Like, this has got a definite answer. If you burned all the maths textbooks and, in a million years, they did maths again, the answers would be the exact same as they are now. Whereas I always enjoyed stuff like English, media, drama, art, stuff where there was a bit of an interpretation. There was never a right answer with English. Mr. Turnables, there's far too little individuality in modern football for any iconic moment. Far too little individuality. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, it's been coached out of him by people like Arteta. This charming Dan, it does have a bit of the old Soccer AM feel about it. All feels very professional. Well, thank you very much, sir. It's cost a small fortune. But, you know, got to invest, speculate to accumulate and all that jazz. I was always told in maths I wouldn't have a calculator in my pocket, lying asshole. Yeah. Imagine you could just go back and said to your maths teacher, unless I'm an actual mathematician, what am I going to need to know sin, cos and tan for? What am I going to need to know soccer toa for? South Korea, strike! Oh, lucky. Good effort there from Heung-min Son, the skipper. Left-footed, curled it just wide of Matej Kovar's right-hand post. Really good run from Son. Nah, it was quite a way wide, actually. It was quite comfortable wide, that one. Matty says, Key, have you got a half-time quiz? I haven't. I'll level with you. I really haven't. I could find one. I recently realised I would have enjoyed maths much more if it was taught right. I feel like, yeah, it all comes down to the teacher, doesn't it? If he knew you'd have AI in your pocket, you could tell him he was useless. The thing is, AI is not perfect either. And as we're seeing now recently, people are rolling back on AI as well, aren't they? Companies that were spending millions and billions on AI are now spending a lot less on it and finding out that actually the quality of work is quicker, but it's not as good. And you can tell it's AI in a lot of cases. I prefer creative subjects as well, but that could be because I was thick as shit when it came to the more brainy stuff. You're very self-aware, Dan. I mean, yeah. Do you know what? It's kind of my excuse as well, really. That I was never very good at the other stuff, but my argument back to that, and maybe it's yours as well. Is I just didn't really care enough. I didn't really care. I think I knew back then. I was never gonna use soccer toa. I didn't need to know what sin, cos and tan meant on a calculator, or how to use it, or why it was important. I had no interest in, the chemical symbol for lead and whether magnesium reacted. I didn't care. I'm never going to need to know this. Outside of this classroom, I am never going to need to know this, and it's true. I've built a very happy lifestyle without ever needing to use those bits of information, and I don't know them now. And I don't know algebra either. I like I said, I got a B at GCSE level in maths. Don't know how, so I didn't revise. I must have just landed on a lucky test. But I didn't know algebra. Still don't really know algebra. When my little girl comes home in a few years' time and says, Dad, can you help me with this algebra equation? I'll be like, right, Claude, ChatGPT, any chance? Czech Republic ball in, headed away. It's looking like it's going to be 0-0 half-time, this one. Not really had a meaningful chance on goal. I did say this, didn't I? I did say we was going to get up and it's going to be a 0-0. We'll wake up for 3 a.m. and it'll be 0-0. Sarah, we wasn't allowed to play rugby. We played hockey and netball. How sexist. Let girls play rugby, I say. Finners Matty, my school doesn't do football. They make me do dance and gymnastics instead. That's a weird approach. I've never known a school to not do football and just do gymnastics and dance. Are you at a dance school by any chance? I mean, I could understand it if you were a private dance academy. You'll end up like Billy Elliot, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. Learn gymnastics, learn ballet or whatever, and do it really, really well. Can always move across to football later. There's at least one goal in this one. Do you know what? I'm losing faith that you're right in this one, mate. I'll be honest. I've not seen enough from either side. That one chance from Heung-min wide of the right-hand post. It's been a bit of a nothing contest, hasn't it? Both teams probably... I mean, I don't know what time is it local time there? What time is it in Mexico now? Key, that's it. The subjects I cared about, I was good at. But then that comes back to the teachers, right? That comes back to the teachers. If the teachers are sound, they make you want to do well. You enjoy the class because the teachers are nice. It's the same reason why people don't leave jobs, they leave managers. Excuse me. You never leave a bad job, you leave a bad manager. Or that's at least how it is most of the time anyway. If you've got a pretty rubbish job but your manager's sound, most people are happy to stay. 8:45 in Mexico, Key. Okay. So it's maybe not as hot now. Heat's died down a little bit. Mercury, I'm 47 in a few months. You old bugger. Shay says, when you left school, Key, what did you do? I went working in a hospital first. I went working in the NHS. That was the first job I had. Actually, no, that's a lie. I went working in a warehouse. That was a bad job. It was a really bad job. I just wanted anything, any job. It was a straight shot between, do I go to university? I got my A-levels, but I didn't want to go to university because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I'd rather just go and get a job and start making money straight away. So I thought I'll go and get this like rubbish warehouse job just while I figure out what I want to do. Bad idea. It was working 12-hour night shifts, 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. for 4 nights, and then 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. So I used to do this, night shifts back in the day. And that was a bad job. That wasn't great. So I did that for about 3-4 months. Hated it. Ended up going working at a hospital. And then after the hospital, I actually enjoyed it at the hospital. Did a couple of years there. That one was just like a project job. So I only ended up, the project finished. So I didn't get let go or I didn't quit. It was just right. The project's coming to an end now. So we don't really need you anymore, unfortunately. It was the NHS, and what they were doing was scanning. Back in the day, every one of us, you, me, whatever, if you were in the UK, you had a physical, file, a physical medical record file. And the project was like a 5-year project, and they were scanning everyone's file into the system. And as new people were born, you needed to create new files. And as people came into A&E, you needed to go and find their file and scan it into the system. So it was that type of a job. South Korea, big chance this one. Must be... Oh, Zach stayed out. Oh, you've got to... How have you kept that out? That was a big moment for South Korea. Lee, some late nights ahead, bud. No kidding, man. Yeah, we'll be here for all of them, though. Yeah. Yeah, so we had, I added the hospital. That was good fun. Again, that was night shift. That was like 4 in the afternoon till midnight. Midnight till 8 a.m. They were the 2 shifts. So midnight till 8. I was been a bit of a night owl all my life. And then I got into recruitment. Did well at recruitment. Made a lot of money. Stupid money. That's not me bragging, by the way, because I blew it all. At 23, 24, was making stupid money. Like, really good money. Wasted it on holidays and a car, women who didn't deserve it. And do you know the irony, the beautiful irony in all that, is that I was skint when I met my wife. And I wish I'd have given it all to her now, because she's lovely. Instead, there you go. That's how life works, though, right? But she got with me when I was skint, and then I built a business, made a lot of money out of that as well, did well again in advertising. And then decided I want to get out of advertising and I wanted to do something in football. And here I am with you fine people at 3:48 a.m. on a Friday morning in the middle of June, watching a dull and drab 0-0 Korea Czech Republic. And telling you my life's tale. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see you. This charming Dan says, good teachers make you enjoy the subject. I remember deliberately failing my RE mock so they wouldn't put me in for the paper exam because they knew I'd lower the school's pass success rate. See, that's clever. That's intelligent, that. Half time in this one. Korea 0, Czech Republic 0. Doing well now, bud. Good, Lewis. I'm glad, mate. Glad to hear it. Key, sounds like your life story would make a good country or blues song. Could do. I don't know if I'd want. I don't know if I'd want to hear it. Mind. I've literally just got off work. 10:50 p.m. here. Nice. Late shift. And he has the red light. Oh God, yeah, I've put the red lights on, haven't I? Cut me hair. I need to go and get my hair cut. Problem is, I'm waking up at. If I go to bed at like 8, 9 a.m., I'm only going to be waking up at like 4, 5-ish. The barbers will be shutting. If I've got my hair cut tomorrow, it's because I woke up early. Frankie, who's going to be your dark horses this tournament and your youngster of the tournament? Dark horses, Netherlands. I think Netherlands could go really, really far. Youngster of the tournament. Ooh, youngster of the tournament. Do you know what? I think there's a lot of youngsters who you could look at and say, like Gilberto Mora of Mexico, could be a really interesting one. Yeah. Gilberto Mora could well be worth a watch. You know, you look at young players in the Ecuador squad. You've got Kendry Paez. You've got... you still got... I mean, how old's Enciso? Enciso at Paraguay's quite old, or quite young as well. You've got Iran Kunda at Watford from Australia, who's only about 19, 20 years of age, maybe. Florian Wirtz, of course, could be still only 21, 22 himself. How old Jan Dierman? 19. Jan Dierman probably counts as well. A lot of players in there, you could say. Yasin Ayari as well. Yasin Ayari and Lucas Bergvall at Sweden. Mr. Turnbull says, hot take, Nedved deserved the 2003 Ballon d'Or. Henry should have won it in 2004, not 2003. I disagree. I don't think Nedved deserved it, me. We Degree says, I appreciate your dedication, Key. Late night games are going to be a bitch, eh? Listen, we'll make it work, mate. We'll make it work. We'll be here every single night. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something different. If you don't appreciate these things and you don't appreciate the uniqueness of life and the World Cup, it only comes round once every 4 years. You can either whinge about it or you can just, who cares? It's the World Cup. It happens once every 4 years. Embrace it. It's something a bit mad. Do you not think it's weird? We're sat here at 4 a.m. basically watching a pretty rubbish game, but we're having a chat and we're having a natter and we're enjoying it for what it is. There's probably a few of you who wish you'd have stayed in bed for this one rather than got up. But I'm sure they're not all going to be like that. Tomorrow night, we've got Scotland and Haiti. We're doing Canada-Bosnia at 8 p.m. tonight, UK time. And then it's Scotland-Haiti at 2 a.m. That's going to be a great one. The Scots. We're going to be live for all of them. All the games coming up. Hang on, let's have a look at the fixtures. Hang on. The fixtures are on the right-hand side as you look at the screen. There you go. So we've got Canada-Bosnia. Oh, it's USA Paraguay. It's not Scotland, is it? It's not Scotland. It's Canada, Bosnia, USA Paraguay. That's tomorrow's. Canada, Paraguay, Canada, Bosnia, USA Paraguay. Right, yes. So we're doing them two. Then it's Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. That's what we're doing. Just Mango Juice, you staying up for this game? I am, mate. Yeah, I'm doing it. Well, it's half time. It's 0-0. England have got a young lad, Henderson, with them. Wonder kid Jordan Henderson. That's what football's about, says Broken Verdict. Is right. Is Doué still considered young? How old is Desiree Doué? I'm not sure. Alex, you forgot about Qatar versus Switzerland, bro. The reason I'm not saying Qatar versus Switzerland, I know it's on, but I'm not going to be doing it, is because it would be 3 games in a row. And you find out very quickly when you're doing streams, when you're doing watch-alongs, that you can maybe push yourself and do 2 streams in a row. 3 streams in a row absolutely wipes you out. 8 hours of 8 hours of talking, standing is a lot, and it does drain you. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing Qatar versus Switzerland. Instead, I am going to be doing USA Paraguay, Canada Bosnia, USA Paraguay, Brazil Morocco, Haiti Scotland. Those are the next 4 games, and I'll be covering them all. Danny, does South Korea score? Well, South Korea have been the only ones threatening so far. They've been the only ones threatening. Jesus Heaven. This charming Dan, as a Sunderland fan, I can't wait for Scotland, Haiti, Wilson, Isidore versus the Loch Ness Drogba, Ross Stewart. The Loch Ness Drogba, love that. TGLFC, Canadian, I'd be happy if we get out the group. I think you will do. Yeah, I can't see a world in which Canada don't get out of that group. You'll beat Qatar, you'll beat Bosnia. It may be. Bosnia is an interesting one. Bosnia have got some good players, good young players in there, Bosnia. When you look at the team, there's Dedic, there's Alash Begovic, who's about to sign for Leverkusen. Sead Kolasinac, of course, former Arsenal defender in that side, who's currently at Atalanta. My dark horse is a Colombia and Noosa from Norway. Yeah, Noosa's a good one to watch. I honestly won't watch Australia v Turkey. I'll just record it and then watch it later. There's a guy on X. I'll try and find the link and share it if you don't mind. There's a guy who's released a. It's like an app, I think, where you can go and you can watch the games, the highlights on YouTube. I think you can watch them, and it won't tell you the scores. He's built an app that shows you how to do it. It's really good. It's really, really good. Thought it was a fantastic piece of kit. Means you can wake up in the morning and go, right, I don't want to check the scores, I just want to watch the highlights very quickly. And you can do it. Does Dzeko still play for Bosnia, says Make Slithering Great Again. No, Edin Dzeko is not in the World Cup squad. He's not been taken. He's 41, 42 nearly, I think. He is still playing. I don't think he's quite retired yet, but he's got them to the World Cup, but he wasn't picked, I don't believe. There's no way Qatar are finishing ahead of Canada. I'd be very surprised. I really don't see that. Qatar... I watched Qatar against Ireland in a friendly the other day. They're not great. They're really not great. It's hard to not qualify. Apparently, 2 points. Because of the rule of best third-place teams, you can actually qualify with 2 points. The chances are, if you can pick up a couple of draws, that might be enough to qualify. 2 draws and a defeat might genuinely be enough to qualify in this tournament. Which is madness, isn't it? this great being up at this time of the morning with some great people in the chat. Yes! Love it, 3-star. But the Swiss have never won a World Cup knockout game. How's that? Switzerland never won a World Cup knockout game. Out of the groups in 3 straight tournaments. That's it. At Euro 2024, they knocked out the holders Italy and then lost to England on penalties. It's the end of the golden generation in Switzerland. Shaqiri, Fabian Schär, Sommer, all retired. Granit Xhaka, Remo Freuler and Ricardo Rodriguez are on their last dance in this tournament. So, few players who we've all seen and loved over the years will be finishing as Switzerland players in the next couple of weeks. Jonathan Manzambi is an interesting one, by the way. We were talking about wonder kids at the World Cup, ones to watch out for. Jonathan Manzambi of Freiburg, he's had a breakout season for them. Switzerland midfielder, only 20 years of age. He'll be one worth watching. Wins more fouls than any other player in his position across Europe's top 5 leagues. Jonathan Manzambi. Wins more fouls than any other player. 4 fouls per 90 minutes he's averaged. Absolute box office player. So, yeah, go and check him out. Jonathan Manzambi, Swiss midfielder. He'll be starting for the Swiss. Probably alongside Granit Xhaka, or he'll be in there somewhere in that midfield area. Sounds like they should have called up some young boys. Did you see what I did there? BSC Young Boys, because they're a team in Switzerland, right? Ethan, underdog for me will be Uruguay. See, I don't really see it with Uruguay. They've got Valverde, they've got Darwin Núñez, but, you know, the Suarez's are gone, Cavani's gone. You know, they're relying on a lot of players who are kind of older and in South America. They play in Brazil, they play in Argentina. A lot of players who play for River Plate and Boca. And then you've got like Valverde and a few others dotted around in it. But it's just not really... Yeah, I don't see Uruguay going too far. I think they'll probably get through the groups, but I don't see him going too much further. Being selfish, I kind of hope Switzerland don't get out the group, as we really need Xhaka fit for next season. Signing of the season for me, Granit Xhaka. What a player. What a player. Shay, there's a lot of players finishing at this World Cup. It's like the end of an era. Well, there's quite a lot of players who've been ruled. I mean, look at Endo, Wataru Endo. Japanese legend, captain of Japan. He was picked for the World Cup squad. Has gone to the World Cup, flew out there, believing that he could get fit. They've done some tests and, you know, he's done the training sessions and stuff, and he's just not able to get through the training session. So he's pulled out of the squad and immediately retired from international duty. It's a very, very sad way to end his career. I think he was maybe hoping to make one last dance at the World Cup for Japan. But yeah, very sad for Wataru Endo. Liverpool midfielder. Might move on from Liverpool as well this summer. I wouldn't be surprised. Leo, I don't know how I'm doing this. I think Miroslav Koubek's asking himself the same question, mate. 74 years of age. He's on the touchline tonight for the Czechs and breaking the World Cup record. I'm going to keep saying it. I know I've said this lots and lots of times, but it's my one big thing. I feel like I discovered it and now I'm broadcasting it to the world. I want people to know that I was the first one. I found it. Wed Degree says France-Spain final. Well, we did a prediction on the channel. We went through basically every game and predicted which team would win each one. And we got to England-France semis, Spain-Argentina semis, I believe. and we end up with England-Spain in the final and England winning the World Cup. But that's obviously because a lot of the people in the chat were quite biased, I'm guessing. Personally, I don't think England would beat France in the semis, and I think it probably would be a France-Spain final. So yeah, I'm probably with you, but a lot of people in the chat disagree. Ruvik, Bosnia or Canada? I think the Canadians, the hosts, might just have the edge. Be a fascinating game, that one. 8 p.m. tomorrow. Or 8 p.m. tonight. 16 hours from now, we'll be watching that one. We're off for the second half in Guadalajara. Here we go. South Korea get us underway. Jordan Jones, I hate watching England play. I'm awful, sweating and everything. Do you really care about it that much, Jordan? I honestly, I'm so detached from England. Egbert, who's the best Brazilian attacker in the 21st century? Best Brazilian attacker of the 21st century? Ronaldinho. Quite comfortably for me. I mean, listen, Ronaldo, actual R9, got the golden boot in 2002. That counts, doesn't it? Rivaldo was still knocking about in 2000s and 21st century. Who do you think will go through, though, Ruvik? Bosnia or Canada? Shay, I've gone to bed, so I'm watching on ITVX this half. Just realised it's about 2 minutes behind, though. God. Well, lucky you if you make it through the second half of this one, mate. It's been bad. This has been bad. I knew as soon as I said it's going to be 4-4, I knew it was going to be 0-0. Oh, there's Provod, Souček, Sulk, Schick and Sojka, the front three tonight. Stephen Morton just started watching while polishing off cold pizza. I had some cold pizza earlier. My missus left some. I think she'd gone to Domino's. She'd had some ham and pepperoni. And when I woke up earlier, I polished off a couple of slices just to keep me on. Hey, Nathan, how's it going, lad? Good to see you, mate. How are you doing this fine morning? If Canada finish better than the US, that'll be as good as winning the cup. Czech Republic's into the area. It's gonna be a corner kick. I told you they're gonna be winning the corners. The Czechs. Shahid just woke up. Should I go back to bed? I mean, I wouldn't. But that's because I'm here. I'm here because I've committed now. I'm too stubborn to go, oh, this is dreadful, I'm going to go and get in bed. Far too stubborn. We're 48 minutes in. Sofal with a corner. Big chance. Oh, South Korea just scramble it away. Ah, so close. This is better. This is better. Come on, the Koreans. To be honest, come on anyone at this rate. I don't care. Just give us a goal. Give us anything. Give us something. 0-0, you called it, Key. I know, mate. I feel like I've jinxed it now. I feel like I've jinxed it. Egbert says, Key, do you listen to rap music? I mean, I listen to all music. I'm very eclectic. But yeah, I listen to a little bit of rap. Occasionally. Probably nothing that's like... I don't imagine it'll be anything that's like brand... I'm talking like... I grew up listening to Eminem. You know, Tupac, Biggie. That sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind a bit of rap. Hey Theo, I admire your commitment to football. Watching this game at 4 a.m. It's been a bad game, to be honest, as well. This is the game that tests your ultimate patience with this stuff. Who is your favourite rapper in the UK? Oh, I don't really like UK rap scene. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of like Dave or... I mean, I don't mind. Dave's alright. Stormzy. Not a lover of it. Yeah, I don't know. The UK rap grime scene. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lover of any of them. At 5, you was listening to Tupac. Take money. Take money. Bit of Biggie. Yes. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Love it. Love it. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Heavy D. Love a bit of Heavy D. And Salt and Pepper, to be fair. Like I said, I am very eclectic. Jamal says younger son would have 2 goals by now. It's not been a lot to really embrace here. This scoreline is a test, everyone. Thinking, no way I'm watching one of those 3 a.m. games again, and when you do miss one, it'll be a goal fest. That's true. That is exactly what you're going to see. Do you know what this is? This game is lulling us all into a false sense of security, right? It's lulling us all into thinking that the 3 a.m. games aren't going to be worth watching. You'll miss one, and it'll be 4-4. This is it. Younger son would have 2 goals by now. Would he really? Would he truly? There wasn't too many big chances for him to... Yeah, I think maybe he's had one. 1 half chance. Finners Matty, I once went 36 hours without sleep. Still didn't feel tired. Bloody hell, mate. Saka and Madwecki will get 10 plus goals each. Madwecki did alright the other night. Apart from the sitter that he missed, he did alright. I just hope we get goals. I just want to see more goals in the tournament. It's a bad start when the second game gets you to 0-0. And it's 3 a.m. Fucking hell. 3 a.m. Good grief. This is the ultimate test. 38 minutes. F that, not going to get caught sleeping. So the match has been that bad. Goodness me. It hasn't been great, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. It has been poor. It's definitely been poor. Son's club form as well, by the way. Heung-min Son. We was talking about Heung-min Son, whether or not a younger Heung-min Son would have put those chances away. Unfortunately, Heung-min Son has 2 goals in 21 appearances for LAFC since he's gone there. So even a general drop in quality since he left Spurs. You know, he's not really been able to make it count at LAFC either. Big name, of course, who was a phenomenal player at his peak, but, you know, 2 goals in 21 for LAFC, and just general fitness has been a problem for him, I think. But he does look sharp, but, you know, he's had 2 really half chances. This might go down as an all-timer, as one of the worst games you've done on this channel, especially because it's 3 a.m. Yeah, I think the 3 a.m. factor does make it probably the worst game we've ever done. Certainly on this channel, anyway. On Matchday Tavern, it's comfortably the worst. Without doubt, it's the worst. This rivals Ireland and Qatar. Ireland and Qatar was pretty bad. 55 minutes. 35 to go. I reckon South Korea will nick it, says Mr. Al-Shamari. We're not even getting chances. 55 minutes. Barely a chance in the game. One to watch for South Korea. Lee Dong-gyong. 24 goal contributions. Earned him a move to Ulsan where he's carried on scoring. You've got Lee Tae-seok of Austria Vienna. He's very aggressive in duels and a sneaky chance creator. South Korea in! Oh, big moment. There you go. Oh, what a save. Again, Heung-min Son. That's the moment right there, isn't it? That's the moment. Big, big chance. He's onside. South Korea gets slipped in and Son straight at the keeper. Oh, that's poor. Very poor. Sophie, you're up late. World Cup, Sophie. Once every 4 years. Go big or go home. Can't beat time, unfortunately. That's true, don't we know? Don't we all know it? Comes to all of us. Here we go. Corner kick for Korea. Ball whipped in. Too easy. Flicked on and it's going away at the far side. We're showing commitment to a cause. That's it. And you don't turn back once you've already committed. But yeah. Still the only Asian nation to reach a World Cup semi-final. Czechoslovakia, when they were previously called Czechoslovakia, they were World Cup runners-up twice, by the way, when they were known as Czechoslovakia. In 1934, Czechoslovakia finished second. They lost the final in 1934. And they also finished second in 1962, 4 years before England won it. It's just too easy, this. Really too easy for the Czechs to clear the ball away. It's not good enough. Honestly, Garnacho should go to LAFC's results would match his delusions. Random fact, until a 2023 law, Koreans were considered 1 year old at birth. Most people in Korea had or have 2 different ages. That's interesting. Let's also have a look at the chief exports of these two countries. Hyundai and Kia are made in South Korea. Samsung Electronics. K-pop, of course. My little girl loves a bit of K-pop. Whereas in Czech Republic, you've got Skoda, Skoda Cars, Bohemian Crystal, and a goal! It's there! Just as we start talking about exports and we get a goal, and it's Ladislav Krejci, the Wolves defender slash midfielder, the big lad we talked about, the captain and Wolves midfielder who scored in both of their playoff wins, has put the Czechs in front. It's 1-0. We finally got our goal. The patience has paid off. We got it, folks. Get in there. We finally got a goal. It took its sweet time. Oh my God. It wasn't, do you know what? It wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even like a real wonder strike. It was just one of them. Gritty. But they've finally got one in. They've got it over the line. Korea 0, Czech Republic 1. And we're going to have a big, big half hour now. Long throw into the box. Flicked on. Ooh, I wonder. Is this one going to count, you know, folks? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. There's a player stood directly in front of the goalkeeper. I wonder if this one's going to get chalked off. We might get a VAR check on this one. Krejci with the header, but this one might get ruled out. It might get chalked off. Ooh. No, it's not. I was worried then for a moment, but no, it's going to stand. Korea 0, Czech Republic 1. 60 minutes on the clock. Czechia plays the Arsenal style, says Ashish. I can go to bed now. I had a rule I'd stay up for the first goal. Oh, don't say that. Come on, stick with it. Yeah, stick with it. You've got to do it now. Only half hour. You can last half hour, mate. Come on. You can see it through now for half hour, definitely. Mr. Arsenal fan, good morning, Chesney. The player didn't really move. I know, but usually it's positioning, isn't it? It's where they are. Flicked away. 30 to go. The goal stood, it did indeed. Long ball up the touchline, the Czechs. Keeper comes out and clears it away. Key, I've got a feeling you're going to need to stock up on those interesting facts for some of these late night, really morning games. I know, I have. I've got them. I've got them locked and loaded. The Czechs make Skoda, Bohemian Crystal, and Pilsner, of course. Pilsner is made in Plitzen in Czechia, Czech Republic. I don't know if you... Is it Czechia or Czech Republic now? I think they prefer Czechia, don't they? I think that's the country's official name. Bit like Turkey and Turkey. Turkey. 12 attempts at goal for Korea, 4 on target. Just 1 on target for the Czechs, and they've scored from it. Heung-min Son, he has been quite profligate tonight, hasn't he, Son? Missed a couple of chances. Lucas says Czech Republic. Okay, cheers, Lucas. Let's hope the match picks up. There's a goal. Now there's a goal. Hope this goal wakes up everyone from dozing. I wouldn't be so confident, mate. Hwang Hee-chan. Another Wolves player. Hwang Hee-chan comes on. Long ball forward. Czechs now starting to dominate. To be fair, I've got a lot of good stuff right. In terms of these tips that I've said. I said there'd be a goal from a set piece in this game, did I not? Did I not call it? The height difference would make a difference. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a goal from a set piece tonight. I've called it. In the first game, the Mexico game, I said the referee averages 5 cards a game. Get on lots of cards. You saw 3 red cards. You know. Mexico to win 2-0. I called that as well. Is this Chori coming on? I think it is. It's the big Slavia Prague striker. Chori coming on for Patrick Schick. Now, Chori is 6'6". He's a giant. This guy's an absolute animal. Scored lots with Slavia Prague to take them to the title. And he will dominate a very small South Korea back line. We agree, says England-Croatia score. 2-1 England. 2-1 England. Croatia getting on a bit now. Height supremacist. That's just noting that there's a big differential in height. If you see a bunch of players and one bunch of players are like 178, 180, and then you've got another bunch of players who are like averaging 192, 194, couple of outliers there, you know, they're going to dominate set pieces, especially when a lot of Czechs' goals have come from set pieces. Because they've got a lot of big players. We know this. If you watch the Premier League, you see Thomas Souček scoring from set pieces every other week for West Ham. I mean, that won't happen very much anymore, sadly. 65 on the clock. Oh my God, what's he done? Oh, South Korea player nearly lobbing his own goalkeeper from his own halfway line there. Egbert says keys from the future. Can you predict USA Paraguay? I'll have to assess my. I've not done my research yet on USA Paraguay. I'll have a look at the referee and I'll have a look at the goals and stuff. I'll come back to you for that one. But I'll be live. Make sure, if you're going to do anything, if you're going to put something on for that game, make sure you're ready 15 minutes or so before the game. Vagabundo, Set Piece FC will win the cup. Is it not 4:25 a.m? It is, mate. Yes, 4:20. Well, 4:24 if we're being precise. But it is, yes. It's very, very early in the morning here in the UK. It is starting to brighten up, though. I can already see it brightening up outside. The sun is rising shortly. Fun question. Do you like K-pop and how often do you listen to it? Every day. That's not an exaggeration. My little girl adores it. And we had a K-pop party for her recent birthday. Threw her a K-pop party, hired her some K-pop dancers. They were very expensive. But yeah, got her some K-pop dancers and singers in and stuff, and she had all of her mates come from school, and yeah. So I listen to K-pop every day because I have to. If we're in the car and I'm driving around, my little girl wants K-pop. So yeah. We've all seen the sunrise when we've been pissed. Well, not quite enough of that tonight, sadly. It's very much about the football and not the bevies. Not the beer. Korea's actually a pretty tall country. I think their average height is 5'8" or 5'9", surprisingly. Is that pretty tall? Chance! Oh, must be! Must be! It's 1-1! We've got an equaliser! There you go! What a goal! Excellent, that. Really, really good goal. Excellent finish from Hwang In-beom of Feyenoord. Hwang In-beom, the veteran of the Dutch league. Excellent goal. Krejci's livid, but he sat the keeper down there and then puts it in the far corner. Really, really good goal, that one. And it's 1-1. We've got an equaliser. This game's come to life. It's come to life. Hey! Annyeonghaseyo! My daughter went through a stage of them K-pop demon hunters, I think they're called. Yeah, that's the ones. Look at that. Really, really good turn, that. Fabulous turn. Sat the defender down, sat down the keeper, and then smashed it in the bottom corner. Well, chipped it in, wasn't it, more than anything. I love the World Cup, even though my country is shocking. Who's your country? We just too crazy. You're not Northern Irish, are you? It's going to be 4-4 after all, Key. I know, imagine if I was right after all this. The 4-4's still on. It's still on. We still hope. Viva la 4-4. Yes. Hong Myung-bo goes wild on the touchline. Who the fuck said 4-4? Guilty. Guilty. Has your daughter seen the Demon Hunter movie? I would imagine so. Yeah, I think so. Probably. She's seen everything on it, mate. She's obsessed. We had some K-pop dancers. They were very expensive. No, they were good fun. They were really good fun. They were really good fun. And everyone seemed to love them. The kids loved them. My little girl loved them. That's the main thing, right? I had my picture took with them and everything. It was weird. You're Australian. Well, you never know. Maybe Australia can do something. Australia's got some interesting players in the in the World Cup. Harry Sutar, of course. Harry Sutar, by the way, is one of many brothers. I think there's 3 pairs of brothers at the World Cup this year who play for different nations in the tournament. So I don't know if Inaki Williams has been picked for Spain, has he? But obviously Nico Williams and Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams for Ghana, Nico Williams for Spain. Yeah, so I think you've got Inaki Williams, Nico Williams, brothers playing for different countries. You've got Harry Sutar and John Sutar. John Sutar plays for Scotland. Harry Sutar plays for Australia. You've got a couple of others like that. I don't even think it's 3 pairs. It might be 4 or 5. Fabian says, Portugal is taking it home, mark my words. The altitude's getting to them, scenes of delirium. Desiree Doué, that's the one, yeah, sorry. Desiree Doué for France, and Guella Doué with Ivory Coast. There's quite a few, yeah. It's an interesting one, that. Commercial break if you're watching in the US, because the players are getting some water. Gabby Willarcher says, offside, surely. Nah, not offside, that one. Not offside. He doesn't interfere with play. But Heung-min Son will be devastated by not taking the chances that he's had tonight. But yeah, just a reminder, by the way, the Matchday Tavern is the home of the World Cup watch-along. We're live for the vast majority of games across this tournament. All the knockout games, but the vast majority of the group stage games I'm going to be live for. So if you do want to watch along with me, if you're enjoying these cool stats that I'm giving you, I've given you lots of cool stats. Good little betting tips as well that I've found that have already paid off, by the way. People have already messaged me and said they made bank on that Mexico game. So, yeah, there's little insights I can give you on different games as we go through the tournament. I said there would be set-piece goals in this one as well. So, goal from a set-piece for Czech Republic we've already had. And I'll do my best for Canada-Bosnia tonight. I'm back live for Canada-Bosnia tonight. Back live for USA-Paraguay. 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, that one kicks off. I'm not going to be doing the Switzerland-Qatar game before anyone asks. But I will be doing Canada, Bosnia and USA-Paraguay. Key, I'm sure the K-pop dancers were fabulous. It was just funny that your first comment about them was how bloody pricey they were. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say... I'm not going to go... It'd be weird if I said... I tell you what, they were brilliant. They were really... They were a talented bunch of dancers. And, you know, they were. But... I guess that's just the first thing I noticed as the guy who has to put his hand in his pocket for him. The first thing I noticed, to be fair, was my little girl smiled. She loved it. She was made up. She thought it was the real ones. So she was delighted. That's all that matters. It was well worth the money. Doing a world-class job, Key. We appreciate it. I appreciate you, mate. I appreciate you. There's a lot of research gone into it anyway. Even finding out what the national dish of every country is. I've got the national dish of every country, what they're known for, a random fact about the country, how to say hello and goodbye in each language. I don't think we did that before for Mexico and South Africa. Obviously, Mexico's easy, it's just Spanish, it's hola and adios. Everyone knows a bit of Spanish. But in South Africa, in Zulu, it's sawubona is hello, and hambakale, which is go well or goodbye in Zulu. Ethan says, what time do you think you'll wake up? I imagine I'll stay up after this game. I'll probably stay up till about 7, maybe 8 or 9 a.m. I'll probably go to bed about 9 a.m. I might even take my little girl to school. I don't know yet. 8 or 9 a.m. and then I'll go to sleep and I'll be honest, I don't sleep much more than 6-7 hours at the minute. So I'll probably be up about 3 or 4, which means I might be able to go and get my hair cut. Yeah, I might set my alarm, get up, go for my hair cut in the afternoon. And then I'm back live tonight at 8 o'clock. Well, 7:45 for Canada Bosnia. So I'll wake up, see my little girl again after school, and then yeah, that's probably my day tomorrow. Shay, random question, Key, have you been noticed in public from being on here yet? In the barbers, funnily enough. Actually, do you know what? I went out. I was in Manchester a few weeks ago. And it was dead funny because I was meeting up with a few lads who I used to work with. We used to have. I mean, I had an ordinary 9-to-5 job. I'm as working class as they come. And these lads have stayed working in the same industry that we always worked in advertising and recruitment and stuff. And they said, "Oh, Key, I'm going for a few drinks in Manchester. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, let's go." So I went and met up with them. And when I got there, they were asking me how it was all going and stuff. And we walked up to the bar in the pub where we was, and this guy went, Do you watch football?" And I was like, "Oh, you're joking me." He was like, "You don't like Arsenal, do you?" I said, "You're not an Arsenal fan, are you?" He was like, "Oh, I am. I'm an Arsenal fan, yeah." And I was like, "Oh, you're going to spit in my drink, aren't you?" What did you get up to between the two streams? I slept tonight. I had a bit of a nap. But yeah, I got noticed in the barbers once. I went and sat down in the barbers, and this guy just looked across and went, "It's Premier League dad, innit?" I went, "You're having me on." Feels weird. Feels mad because you're like, it's like you're being set up. It's like you're being punked. You're kind of looking around like, "Shut up, mate. No, come on. Come on. You don't know who I am." It's really nice, though. It's lovely. It's only happened about 3 or 4 times, but it's nice. Everyone's been nice so far. I've not had, like, eggs thrown at me or anything. I hope I don't. I'm only going to be in the UK for another 6 to 12 months anyway. I'll be gone after that. Nobody will know me in Spain or Portugal or Croatia or Italy maybe, or Germany, wherever we end up. We're not sure yet. Maybe Czech Republic, who knows? Czechia with a free kick. Another header. It's 2. Set piece FC. Set piece FC. Thomas Souček. It's so fun to be right. Get in. Yes. Korea 1. Czech Republic 2. Thomas Souček with a goal. Has he put his flag up? Oh, what's he put his flag up for? Offside. There's going to be a check, sir. Can we get a check? As the ball comes in. Yeah, he's offside. Of course he is. Yeah, he's offside. He is. He is offside. Yeah, what the kid thinks about it is all that matters. That's when she's not looking. Just go and have a silent cry on the bog. To be honest, obviously they were all. It was a bit weird because there was just a bunch of dads at the back of the room, stood like at the buffet, and just ogling these girls dancing. Because they were just young girls. Like, I say young girls. They were, I don't know, too young for me anyway. 18, 21, whatever they was. But they were, you know, wearing whatever, next to nothing, doing these K-pop dance moves. My little girl was loving it. Music's actually quite cool. But, yeah, it's just like, it's just mad. Just mad. Are you going to keep streaming when you move countries? Yeah, absolutely. Sorta pervs. Pretty much, yeah. That is exactly what it was. But obviously they didn't want to be spotted by their missus. Kind of stood at the back of the room, buffet, just like, while all the kids are like popping balloons and dancing to whatever. Me and the missus, we were just tidying up, to be honest. That's what you tend to do at kids' parties. You tend to go around just picking up like paper plates off. Because if you hired the function room where we was, kind of responsible for tidying it all up as well. What kind of convo have I just joined to? Oh, pervy blokes looking at young girls. That's not me, by the way. And when I say young girls, I'm not talking like schoolies. Oh, it's there! It's 2-1! It's 2-1 South Korea! It's 2-1! We were talking about the K-pop demon hunters. We were talking about the K-pop demon hunter dancers that came to my little girl's birthday. That's what we were on about. And now, the K-pop Korea hunters have just smashed the Czechs. It's 2-1. There you go. Excellent finish. Near post. And Korea have come from behind. Matej Kovar in the Czech goal could do nothing about that one. And it's a great finish. Lee Jae-sung. Is it Lee Jae-sung? Who is it who's actually scored it? Oh, do you know what? It hits the keeper, doesn't it? Oh, he's hit it into him, that. That's so unlucky, actually. That's quite unlucky. Really good goal. But yeah, excellent finish. Excellent finish. And is it the sub? I think it is, isn't it? Is it Oh Hyung-yu? Oh Hyung-yu of Besiktas. He only came on a few minutes ago. Yeah, 11 minutes. He's been on the pitch, Oh Hyung-yu. Been on the pitch for 11 minutes and he's scored. 2-1. For what you paid, make the K-pop girls clean it. You can't do that. Can't do that. That must have been a weird experience, both for the dancers and the dancers. Well, to be honest, they just... The dancers were a bit diva-ish, to be honest. It was a bit like, have we got a dressing room? Stuff like that. Mate, you're at a labour club. You'll get changed in the toilets and think yourself lucky. Key, did you predict 2-1? Hope you did. I didn't, actually. I predicted a goal in each half. A goal in each half and a goal from a set piece in the game. Now, we've already had the goal in the set piece, but we didn't sadly get a goal in the first half. It's a dreadful first half. Chance! Oh! Nearly 2-2. The Czechs have nearly scored from their second set piece. Adam Hlozek of Hoffenheim with the strike. Oh, so close to making it 2-2. Desmond. Michael, how are you awake? I am superhuman. How the Czechs have fallen. Stephen Morton, I picked the right half to watch. Well, I mean, you couldn't have picked a worse one for that first half. Great ball in. Again, this is where all the danger is. The referees give a free kick here. Krejci's not happy at all. He's not a happy boy. What are these set pieces? It's just the Czech. This is how they score. Cleared off the line by the goalkeeper. Excellent save that, wasn't it? What a save from Kim Song-gyu of Tokyo FC, the veteran goalkeeper for South Korea. The game's really opened up. Absolutely it has, Johnny. And we've only got 7 minutes plus added time left to go. What a save. What a save. Korea ranked 25th in the world compared to Czech Republic's 40th. How many Czech puns can we come up with? I can't think of any. It's too early in the morning, mate. Christ. I can barely remember my name. Inbyom and Seung-ho have gone off. And on comes Jingyu and Jin Shob. We say An Yong Hee Gaseo to Pike and Lee. Pike Seung-ho of Birmingham, by the way. We've seen Pike Seung-ho do quite well for Birmingham this year. Bedtime soon for me, says Ethan. Can we get a check on that, please, sir? Oh, that would have been a good... Maybe I should have got a t-shirt with check. Can we get a check? I like that. We've had 3 Czech players at Liverpool, says Sarah. Berger, Smeater, and Barros. Are they the only 3 we've had? Berger, Smeater, and Barros. Are they the only 3 Czechs we've had? I thought we had more than that. Berger, Smeater, Barros. Are you sure? Timbo. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm just thinking we got to check on that, please, sir. Like it. Barros, Smeater. I feel like we've had more than that. Patrick Berger was a great player. I'm really struggling. I thought we had more. Surely we've had more than that. Oh, Vitislav Jaros. We've got our goalkeeper right now, Jaros. He won't count, but I think he might actually end up playing for us at some point. He's a good goalkeeper, Jaros. RM Unknown, morning. Are you watching the Brazil game? Yes, I will be watching Brazil v Morocco and Haiti versus Scotland. That's tomorrow night, though. Tonight we've got Canada versus Bosnia. No, we've got Canada versus Bosnia tonight. That's at 8 o'clock. And then straight after that, we're going to be doing USA versus Paraguay. So we've watched one host tonight, Mexico, 2-0 winners and 3 red cards in a weird and wonderful game against South Africa. The Bafana wilting in the Azteca. And now we're going to see the other 2 hosts. We're going to see Jesse Marsh's Canada. Jesse Marsh's Canada of the school of Red Bull. Former Leeds manager Jesse Marsh tonight against Bosnia's Sergei Barbares, who I think it's his first job in international football. Here's an interesting fact for you. I'll say this again when we get to tonight's game, but this is a really interesting fact, right? A really interesting fact. Sergei Barbares, who's the manager of Bosnia, he spent 6 years as a professional poker player. 6 years as a professional poker player. He's now managing in the World Cup. This is his first ever senior coaching job. And yeah, that's worth mentioning. Just in case you like poker. It's turned into a bit of a game, this one. It's good when the teams realise they're in a game. CGLFC, American Jesse Marsh. Clips Market Key, you need something on here that advertises your YT. 230 people in here. I know, mate. To be honest, we had over 1,000 in before. But truth be told, the YouTube is where it all is. That's where the fun is. That's where the overlays are and where all the streams are. But, it's all good. If people want to watch on TikTok, that's fine. I'm good with it. Just make sure you follow people. Make sure you click up here and follow. Give us a tap. Show the love. Tap the screen. All that good stuff. I don't really do that an awful lot, do I? Probably should do more self-promotion. South Korea down the left-hand side. Ball pulled back in. Could be 3. What a run this is. Oh, good defending. Ethan, do you stream off your laptop or PC? Both. I've done both. At the minute, I'm on a PC. The US would kill to have Berger. I did like Patrick Berger. People forget Patrick Berger created the famous Michael Owen goal in the 2001 FA Cup final against Arsenal. Played a lovely ball over the top. I mean, admittedly, it was Michael Owen that made it. He ran onto it. Right, we enter the last 60 seconds. Can the Czechs do something here? Can the Czechs turn it round? Can they somehow get a late equaliser. I don't think any of us would have predicted, would we? None of us would have predicted 2-2 or even 2-1 at half-time when it was this dull and drab. 3-Star Reds got a beautiful sunrise here in Derby this morning. I can't see the sun because I'm in a blacked-out room, basically. I can only see just out a little bit down out the window, just down the corridor. I can see just shades of the light coming through. But I don't think we've quite had... I might be able to catch the sunrise. When the game finishes, I might rush outside and go and catch it. Adam, when I think of Berger, I think of him in that green and navy kit. You mean... You don't mean this one, do you? Is this the one you mean? Patrick Berger in the navy and blue kit. Navy and green kit. I love this kit. He scored a worldie in this kit, didn't he? Against United at Old Trafford. Yeah. That's an amazing story. Bosnia are also, by the way, another little nugget for you, another little fact nugget that you can share with your mates. Bosnia are the only team ever to qualify for the World Cup, but never a European Championship. What else is there to watch for tonight in Canada? In January 2017, Canada were ranked 120th in the world and were paying TV channels to broadcast their games to try and increase interest in the national in soccer. They were trying to increase interest in soccer, and they were paying national broadcast channels. They were paying them to broadcast their games. That's how mad it is for Canada to be at the World Cup. They've never won a World Cup match. They've only ever played 6, but they've never won a World Cup match, Canada. 0 wins from 6. They scored against Croatia. Alphonso Davies scored a header against Croatia in 2002. That was their first ever World Cup goal. But now, since Canada started... I'll say all this again tonight. But since Canada started paying TV channels to broadcast their games to try and increase interest in the game over there, they now have more youth participation in soccer, in football, than they do in ice hockey, which obviously we all know ice hockey is a huge sport over there. They love their ice hockey. And I've been and seen the Toronto Maple Leafs. I've been and watched them against the New York Rangers. Strike! Oh, nearly 2-2. Oh, it was a big moment. Huge moment. It was Sadliek off the bench. Sadliek off the bench. Really should have done better there, and it was nearly 2-2. But yeah, there you go. Football has more youth participation now than ice hockey in Canada. Jonathan David will take us to the top. Timbo says, Key, there's a lot of old players having their last World Cup this time around. Who's going to have the best last dance? Oh, what a ball that is. Czech Republic in. Far post. Header. Oh, that was your moment. Are they going to get to it? It's going to be a goal kick. Well defended. Excellent defending. That was very close. Has anyone ever had poutine? Poutine is Canada's national dish. Chips, cheese curds and hot gravy. Quebec's gift to humanity. Poutine. I've never had it, but I hear it's good. Bosnia's national dish, for what it's worth, is cevapi, which is finger-sized grilled minced meat sausages stuffed into flatbread with raw onion. Balkan perfection. Poutine is lovely, says Adam. Oh, well, there you go. I'll have to maybe get to Canada one day and give it a try. I'm glad to see Canada at the World Cup. Would be great if they could have a successful campaign. Might encourage even more young people to take it up. Hey, buddy. Honestly, I've always wanted to go to Canada. I've not been. I've always wanted to go to Canada. But every time I think of Canada, I can only think of Terrence and Phillip and South Park. I can only think of it in that sense. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, friend. CGLFC, it's the best we have full-on restaurants that only do poutines. Well, I'll have to come and check them out one day, mate. Order poutine in from Amazon. Can you get it? No, surely you can't get it like that. Surely you can't order it on batch from Amazon. Let me see if you can. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Poutine. Amazon. No, you can't. You can order poutine gravy. Oh my God. My son is meant to be moving to Canada next year. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, I say nice. I'm sure it's not nice. Maybe you've got a bit of empty nest syndrome, sir. I'm sure it's not nice for you to know your boy will be over the other side of the world, but lovely adventure for him anyway. I'd be terrified. I don't think I'd ever let my little girl go that far away from me. Honestly, I mean, it's easy to say that now. Maybe when she's older, I'll be like, get the pissing hell away. South Korea have won it. It's 2-1 on the night. South Korea come from behind to win this one. A game that was flat, that was dead, that was 0-0 at half-time. It was pretty dull and drab. I can't wait, to be honest. Right. Take it easy, everyone. Thank you for joining me in the early hours for this one. It's been a lovely, lovely game. I'll see you all in about 15 hours. Another 15 hours, I'll be back for Canada versus Bosnia, where I'll tell you all them facts that I've just told you then. I'll tell you them again. I'll tell you them again for all the people who didn't catch us in this live, and it'll make me look, I'll look better because I can say it again. Right. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you very much. Get yourself to bed now. If you're in the UK anyway, get yourself to bed. Go and enjoy whatever you're doing. School, college, work, whatever you've got. I'll catch you all in about 14 hours for Canada, Bosnia. See you soon. Have a nice day. Enjoy your Friday.